Hello, young friends. I'm Group Captain A.K. Srivastava. You are all welcome to my YouTube channel. Friends, I'm very overwhelmed by your responses. You expressed a lot of interest in joining the batches. Many of you contacted me to know the contents, the details, etc., etc. Friends, on the screen, you can see here that the batches are declared. First batch of May is starting on 1st May itself. The second batch on the 13th of May, and the third batch is planned to start on 20th of May. Friends, before I come to a little more detail about these batches, I would like to make an announcement or a few announcements. Young friends, आप में से काफी लोगों ने इंक्वायरी किया था कि क्या वीकेंड बैच अवेलेबल है, तो उनके लिए मैं कहना चाहता हूं कि वीकेंड बैचेस अवेलेबल हैं. In future, I'll be arranging weekend batches for those people who are desirous of taking it, or those people who are free only during their weekends. Saturday and Sundays, the classes will be scheduled. And those of you who are desirous of enrolling themselves for weekend batches, please note down the number. I'm introducing you with great sense of pride and satisfaction to Group Captain Sandeep Mohan. Group Captain Sandeep Mohan has been a senior interviewing officer at 3 Air Force selection boards, once at Varanasi and twice at Dehradun. His number is here on the screen. Kindly note down. He will coordinate for the weekend batches, and I will be taking the classes on Psych technique under his coordination. The second important announcement, friends, is that online group testing and interview techniques mentorship is also available. Friends, as far as the group testing technique is concerned, many of you have got the concern that you will not be in a position to see the various obstacles. So I would like to tell you that the mentor with whom I am going to connect for the group testing has created the experience through his app, or he has created those things which will give you a feel of a virtual world. Other than experiencing the weight of the helping material and the load, you can experience everything about the nature of obstacles and about how to go about it, how to negotiate these obstacles. Another announcement, friends, almost all seats for tomorrow's batch, that means the batch starting in May, the first batch, they are taken. Thank you very much for showing a keen interest and your response, your desire to join these batches. तो मैं आपको बताना चाहूँगा कि करीब करीब सारी सीटें फर्स्ट बैच की फुल हो चुकी हैं. Now you can think of registering yourself and securing the batches for 13th and 20th May. Friends, these are the announcements, and now I'm coming to the topic of the day. Young friends, करीब 2 हफ्ते पहले की बात है. One of the very serious aspirants has approached me. And he told, sir, I want your dossier assessment. So I told him, yes, by all means, you are most welcome. This is the second service which I give besides the, the classes. And in the dossier assessment program, friends, remember, I give you a set of psychological tests programmed as per SSP scheme. That is the TAT and the WAT, and also the SRT in the text form. So when I declared this thing to the, that inquiring candidate, I came across with a very, strange type of, request from that person. He has told, sir, I don't want WAT or SRT. You have to evaluate 60 of my stories, which I have written on different pictures. I was curious. तो मैंने उससे पूछा कि how did you get these pictures? So he is told that he got these pictures, some from the various books available, the guidebooks on SSBs, they are available. And some of the pictures from the description of the repeaters, those candidates who have been to selection boards once, twice, thrice, or multiple times. So they have recalled some particular type of pictures, and they have given him the description that in such type of picture, what they would see or they had seen, and they are, narrating their experience as far as those pictures are concerned. Friends, आज का जो वीडियो है इसी थॉट के ऊपर है. Obviously, the intention of that person जिसने मुझको डोजर इवेल्युएशन के नाम पर केवल टीएटी के इवेल्युएशन की बात की या रिक्वेस्ट किया, उसका इंटेंशन बड़ा स्पष्ट था, जैसा कि मुझे लगा, that he would mug up or remember all the 60 stories maybe in a span of time, महीने 2 महीने में पूरी 60 stories, and जैसे ही वो पिक्चर्स आती हैं उसके हिसाब से वो स्टोरीज उसके ऊपर वो he will write those stories as the responses. फ्रेंड्स, आज जो मैं आपसे बात ही कहने जा रहा हूं कि आप में से बहुत सारे लोग सोचते हैं कि एसएसबी प्रिपरेशंस उसमें रिस्पॉन्सेज मेमोरी के बेस पर, मेमोरी यानी अपनी याददाश्त की ताकत, इंटेंसिटी, यानी you want to retain something and reproduce something. Friends, there are certain distinct disadvantages of this approach. First of all, remember that this approach is the most unfit approach, because once we say that you have to create something, please prove the selection boards the strength of your creativity, the strength of your imagination. You cannot repeat, you cannot, and yet I'm stressing it, you cannot impress the selection boards for your creativity, what they're looking for, by giving your responses out of your memory. Please remember that in the battlefield, you have to take your own decisions. You have to perceive the strengths, the weaknesses, the strategy of the enemy, and accordingly, you have to select a particular reply to the enemy, a response to the enemy. So, aapki creativity, your ability to create something on the spot, your ability to perceive something and reach an apt conclusion or judgment is very, very essential, which you prove through your TAT stories. इसके अलावा बिसाइड्स दिस फ्रेंड्स देयर इज सम डिस्टिंक्ट डिसएडवांटेजेस। वो क्या है, मैं आपको थोड़ा एक स्लाइड के माध्यम से, एक दो स्लाइड्स में दिखा करके मैं आपके दिमाग से ये बात बहुत ही स्पष्ट रूप से बैठा देना चाहता हूं, आपके दिमाग में बिठा देना चाहता हूं। प्लीज bear in mind that the mugged up stories are fetching you only disadvantages. फ्रेंड्स, स्लाइड को ध्यान से देखिए। Today's concern is well mentioned here. That is, should we go with memorized or model stories? So memory के बारे में मैंने आपको बता दिया। Memorized stories, they do not repeat. They don't reflect on your creativity. They at the most reflect on your ability to retain something. As far as model stories are concerned, there are mentors, कुछ ऐसे mentors हैं कोचिंग सेंटर्स में, कुछ गुरुजी लोग हैं जो मॉडल स्टोरीज देते हैं। और यकीन मानिए, मॉडल स्टोरीज देने के पीछे ये होता है कि उनके स्टूडेंट्स हैं उनसे रिक्वेस्ट करते हैं, कहते हैं सर मेरा दिमाग काम नहीं कर रहा है, माई माइंड इज ब्लैंक, हेल्प मी विद अ मॉडल स्टोरी। तो गुरुजी लोग फॉर द टाइम बीइंग, जस्ट टू सेटिस्फाई यू, आपके सेटिस्फैक्शन के लिए, अगर वो कोई मॉडल स्टोरी बना करके आप देते हैं, आइडिया ही होना चाहिए कि दिस स्टोरी शुड बी टेकन ओनली एज अ मॉडल फॉर स्टिमुलेशन ऑफ योर थॉट्स एंड इमेजिनेशन। लेकिन आप क्या करते हैं, उसी मॉडल स्टोरीज को रिटेन कर लेते हैं एंड देन यू रिप्रोड्यूस इट। चलो, इन दोनों चीजों के ऊपर, वेदर वी शुड गो विद मेमोराइज और मॉडल स्टोरीज, व्हाट इज, लेट्स डिस्कस व्हाट इज द टेक ऑफ अ साइकोलॉजिस्ट। ओके, सो पहली बात याद रखिए कि ये चीज टेक्निकली उल्टी है, इट इज जस्ट द अदर वे अराउंड। You have to see the picture and then you have to create a story. You have to link the projected picture with the past, taking it to the future. लेकिन अगर आपने स्टोरीज पहले ही याद की हुई है, मगअप की हुई है, तो फिर क्या होता है, आपके दिमाग में स्टोरी है एंड देन यू आर लुकिंग फॉर अ suitable पिक्चर ऑन विच इट इज लाइकली टू मैच। और यहीं पर बहुत बार आप गलती करते हैं। There is a distinct mismatch. There is a visible mismatch of your stories with the projected picture. ये कैसे होता है फ्रेंड्स? Let us see from a different logic. देखो, whatever somebody has told you कि इस पिक्चर में ऐसा होता है, like there is a young man who is addressing some villagers. किसी आदमी ने आपसे इतना डिस्क्रिप्शन दिया, so you got through this description an interaction going on between somebody who is urban and educated and some villagers. But एक चीज मैं आपको बता दूं कि it is not possible for anybody to remember all the features of the environment. आपको एक्शन के बारे में तो थोड़ा सा मिल जाएगा, और यहां पर मैं कहना चाहता हूं कि environment plays a very significant role in the process of perception and apperception. फ्रेंड्स, स्लाइड को ध्यान से देखें। इसमें लिखा है कि perception and apperception are the integration of three elements of the projected picture. Of course, there are so many personality factors also, like your motivation, I mean, your needs, your memories, your past experience. ये सब चीजें तो अपनी जगह है, लेकिन प्रोजेक्टेड पिक्चर में देर आर थ्री एलिमेंट्स। कौन कौन से? पहली बात कि यू विल सी सम ह्यूमन बींग्स इन मोस्ट ऑफ द पिक्चर्स, यू विल फाइंड सम ऑफ द अदर ह्यूमन कैरेक्टर्स। यस, एक आध पिक्चर्स जरूर आपको ऐसी मिल सकती हैं जिसमें ह्यूमन बींग्स नहीं है, लेकिन उनकी इंप्लाइड प्रेजेंस है। पता चलता है कि यहां पर कोई था, या यहां पर कोई आने वाला है, यहां पर कोई रह रहा है। There is an implied presence of the human being, or human beings are there, frankly. The second thing that you will see in any projected picture is a few objects. Objects यानी चीजें, वस्तुएं. Those things are either man-made or nature-made. And the third thing which you are going to see in any projected picture is an environment. अब environment का क्या मतलब हुआ? It could be a rural environment, urban environment, it could be a street, it could be an office, it could be a building, it could be a factory. हाँ, कुछ भी हो सकता है. These things, we call it as the environment. Now remember, friends, that it is not possible for anybody to retain and communicate to you all the features of the environment. और मैं आपको बता देता हूं, I'm cautioning you that the environmental features, they influence your perception to a very, very great extent. चलिए, अपनी बात को कहने के लिए मैं आगे और स्लाइड्स दिखाता हूं. How environment influences your perception. Friends, remember or imagine, let's say, this is the building, एक ये building है, and here you find it is written headquarters number 4 Punjab Girls NCC Battalion, and you can see the insignia of NCC यहां पर बने हुए. इस बिल्डिंग के सामने you are seeing 2 cars Maruti Gypsy, which is normally used by the service officers with certain appointments. ये आप देखिए, इस बिल्डिंग को आप ध्यान से देखेंगे तो you will get a conclusion about these cars that could be used as a resource whenever it is needed. जहां आपने ये देखा कि ये एनसीसी गर्ल्स बटालियन का हेडक्वार्टर्स है, and a vehicle is parked here. I'm sure 9 out of 10 times, or majority of the times, or let us say without any exception, you will take that this vehicle this can be utilized. This is ready to use. It's a resource. लेकिन अब इसी बिल्डिंग पर हेडक्वार्टर्स नंबर 4 पंजाब गर्ल्स बटालियन एनसीसी लिखने की बजाय अगर आप कोई और बोर्ड देखते हैं, लेट्स से मॉडर्न कार सर्विस सेंटर प्रोप्राइटर कल्लू मिस्त्री, will you be drawing the same conclusion about the serviceability of these vehicles? हाँ, आपका कंक्लूजन वही नहीं रहेगा. Most of the people, for that matter, without exception, all of us will conclude that these vehicles are unserviceable, and that's why they are parked here. गराज में पार्किंग हुई है क्योंकि ये व्हीकल सर्विसेबल नहीं है. तो फ्रेंड्स, ये तो मैंने आपको बड़े स्पष्ट, वेरी विजिबल फीचर्स के साथ बताया. As far as the vehicles are concerned, in both these pictures, the vehicles, they are same. But what decides the serviceability of these vehicles is something which is the part of the background. Friends, remember, we give you 30 seconds to very carefully watch the projected picture. वो 30 seconds में आप पिक्चर के फीचर्स देखते हैं, एनवायरमेंट के फीचर्स देखते हैं, जिससे पता चलता है कि आप इस पिक्चर के बारे में क्या कंक्लूड कर रहे हैं. तो फ्रेंड्स, अगर आप पहले से याद की हुई स्टोरीज के बारे में मेरा टेक पूछेंगे, इफ यू आस्क मी व्हाट इज माय टेक, तो अपार्ट फ्रॉम हैविंग द डिसएडवांटेज ऑफ नॉट casting a fair impression about your creativity, I will say that there could be a distinct mismatch between the projected picture and whatever the story which you want to uh, write about that, you know, about that picture, because you have already memorized something. So friends, मेरा ख्याल है कि आज मेरी इस बात से आप अच्छी तरीके से कन्विंस्ड होंगे कि थीमेटिक और परसेप्शन टेस्ट में जो स्टोरीज हैं, they have to be spontaneously created and not to be reproduced from your memory. The last thing which I would like to stress here, that remember that TAT, thematic or perception test, is the strongest test in the psychological test battery. Please don't mess up with TAT under the influence of the quacks or the people who have just intruded in the field of psychology without knowing the details of these aspects about the TAT. It's the easiest, अच्छा रहता है, सबसे ज्यादा easy लगता है. हाँ? कुछ स्टोरीज याद कर लो, ऐसी ऐसी पिक्चर्स आएंगी और स्टोरीज को ऐसी पिक्चर्स आएंगी, उस तरह की पिक्चर्स आएंगी, तो आप अपने रिस्पॉन्सेज दे दीजिए. इट अपीयर्स वेरी इजी प्रोपोर्शन, बट लेट मी टेल यू इट्स वेरी वेरी हार्मफुल. फ्रेंड्स, आज के लिए बस इतना ही. और नाउ यू कैन सी ऑन द स्क्रीन the dates also and my contact numbers also. You are most welcome to contact me for 13th and 20th May batches. I say that the seats for the 1st May all have been taken. Thank you very much for your trust. Channel को like कीजिए, subscribe कीजिए, and please share the contents among your friends, among your near and dear ones and the needy ones. Thank you. God bless you.